What if I told you there was a game that took the elements of the Dark Zone from The Division, the realism from Escape from Tarkov, and the lore and mystery of Stalker? Now, what if I told you that this game is coming to early access next year? My name's Blue the Robot. Let's get into this. This is Gray Zone Warfare, with other enemy players and AI enemies called bandits in the fictional country of the Democratic Republic of Lemang, with a huge, large-scale, persistent server where there's a mystery unsolved and it's all up to you. So there's plenty to talk about when it comes to Gray Zone Warfare, but after sitting down with the lead developer and CEO of Gray Zone Warfare, of course with some other creators, I can finally talk to you guys all about the story and lore behind this game, and what would make you continue playing this game day after day. So what is the story behind the fictional region of Lemang, based on the real country of Laos? Lemang was a former British colony and it fought for its independence back in 1948, then went through a civil war 20 years later in 1968. Of course, with the help of the Soviets during the Vietnam War, who gave the faction known as Seoul, or Sons of Lemang, with plenty of Soviet weaponry and gear. The so-called self-declared president, Ramsky Sayavong, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing wrong, eventually died in a car accident in 1996 with his only son, 28-year-old Narif Sayavong, becoming the new leader of this country. Narif focused more on the tourism of this country and modernizing every aspect of the island, including what he called the crown jewel of the island, the Midnight Sapphire, a luxury resort where, legend has it, all was allowed for the right price. During the next 3 decades, those who managed to escape the island told a vastly different story. Pleading with the UN, they established the UNLRA, or the United Nations Lemang Relief Agency. But after arriving to the island with some humanitarian aid, a few short months later, something disastrous happened with what can only be called a cataclysmic event. Nobody knows exactly what happened, and rumors started to spread on the internet. Some said it was a volcano eruption, others a chemical factory explosion, or maybe even a nuke going off, and of course, the occasional alien theory. And it will all be up to you, the player, to find out what happened in this country. Now, as for the PMC groups that come to the country, there's 3 factions. 1, the Lemang Recovery Initiative, 2, the Mithra Security Systems, and 3, Crimson Shield International, each with their own backstory, funding, and reasons as to why they are in the Lemang region, which I will tell each one's backstory in different videos, so don't forget to subscribe to know more about the lore behind Gray Zone Warfare. Now, of course, there will also be traders in this game, and here's just a few of them for example. Starting with Anton Jackson, or Gunny, a former Marine Corps gunnery sergeant, and I know you'll like this one, J-Red, who really doesn't like anything or anyone, but is really good at what he does. James Miller, aka Banshee, who really looks like one of those Fed homeboys that says he isn't a Fed, and he's looking to make some serious dough in Lemang, but of course he really only works for the highest bidder. And Laya Huang, also known as Artisan. She knows all there is about machinery and how they work due to working in her father's workshop in Lemang, but she blames the UN for all the chaos and thinks pretty lowly of other PMCs. However, you can gain her trust. You can actually gain all of the other traders' trust by completing quests for them. Basically, how quests work in this game, instead of just going out to location A and grabbing item F just to sell back to them, each quest really has meaning to it. Sometimes you're investigating someone else's murder, or getting a specific artifact back from a certain region and exploring the world around you. It's an ever-going living world, and it's a persistent server. Things are always happening even when you're not online, so each quest has meaning to them. And on top of that, you're going to be looking at 150 different quests at the launch of this game, which is absolutely insane for such a new title, with of course more being added over time. And this is just one video coming out from the team, which is finally out from embargo. There's plenty more in store for this game, including eventually more weapons that we're going to learn about, different locations, different characters, and of course I will be covering it all on this channel. So stay tuned for more, subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.